Once upon a time, there was a village. In that village, there lived 3 poor boys. They lost their mother when they were 8 years old. They were 16 and they were all grown up. They had very food scarcity. They didn't find much food. They used to eat fruits that grew from the tree. But one day, the men came to their forest where they were living and destroyed the trees. The tree they were plucking usually was an oak tree. They were used to use the wood from the oak tree. They used to eat the apples from the apple tree, oranges from the orange tree, and even grew a paddy farm to get rice. So what happened was, these men came to their place and they just cut down the apple tree. Now they were worried because apple tree was only the way they could eat apples. So whenever they wanted apple, they couldn't get apples. Next day they came and cut the orange tree. Now they couldn't eat the oranges. Now what would they do? Now, like that, the humans cut each tree every day for wood and log. We know that they need wood and log to build houses, but we should not overuse them. The humans were overusing them. The people who lived there had a very scarcity of food, as the patty took a lot of time to grow. The rice patty took a lot of time to grow, so they didn't have enough food. So one day they went to the city nearby and they tried to find the people who tried to cut the trees, but they failed. So they were waiting in home, searching for food, and then they saw the people who cut down the trees. Not just they did cut down the trees, they also killed the animals nearby. They killed the many tigers and other animals for their stuff. And they saw this too. And they thought what they're doing is wrong, but they simply kept quiet. They went near these people who were cutting down all the trees, but the people didn't say anything. So they got scared actually. They didn't try to ask them because they got scared. They asked one time, they didn't say anything. They were still cutting down trees. They got scared. They got scared that what they might do. So what they did is they asked bravely, courageously. Then the people who cut down the tree said that they needed this for their houses. Then the person said that we need the wood logs to build houses. So what did the men say, right? Yeah, we can build houses, but too many houses, we should not overuse these trees. The men didn't care at all. They just said them to get lost, and they start cutting down the trees. Days went by. Many trees were cut down from the forest. There were like 100 acres. Now there was like only 3 or 4 trees left. Many days went by. They couldn't eat. So the 3 boys couldn't eat. So they had to make a living to eat food because the forest was completely cut down. For them to make a living, their hut was too old and couldn't withstand anything, and they could not walk to the city from the village and then from the city to the village again and village to the city every day. They couldn't do that. So they had to get a new house and also that hut was about to fall off. So they went to the city searching for a house. They had very few money savings. They used that few money to get a basic house, like only with 1 bedroom and a kitchen and a hall. They knew that they wanted to build their house with wood because wood was the cheapest material available. But they again took second thoughts. They knew why they even came to the city for the first place. The trees were cut down, but they had no other choice. So they used the wood. There were only 3 or 4 trees, so those would be cut down. Now the entire forest, the entire village trees was cut down. Problems started happening left and right. People had a scarcity of food in the city. all problems happened. Even the people who cut the wood didn't get enough money because they didn't have any wood to cut. People have to go to far away places to get food. Now there is a problem for them here too. Now there was a lot of problems occurring as they spent all their savings on to buy this hut and they couldn't find any food. They had to adjust with some other kind of food, but there was no other food. They had rice, but growing rice took a lot of time and all the trees were being cut down. So all the people in the city moved on and that city was abandoned. Like this, many cities happen like that. So trees are very important for our life. So I all request you humans to stop cutting down the trees. We can find a better way. We can find a better way to build our houses than cutting down all the trees. Thank you. Bye.